Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello? Can you hear now? Testing, testing. There we go. Something happened with the speaker, I guess. Anyway, I spent my holiday in Tucson, and I got up really early today to make sure that I got to work on time. So I had a call at 8:30, got in my car, went really, really early, put my cruise control on 75 so I wouldn't get a ticket, and I got stopped by a cop. He stopped me for 30 minutes to let me know that to make sure I had my registration and my proof of insurance. There was no reason to stop me. Got to work on time. My 8:30 call canceled. It was unbelievable. But just goes to show you that Murphy's Law is still good in 2015. It's still alive and well, and I'm still going to have a great attitude, and I'm still happy to be here. So my 2015 started off with a real bang. It was pretty crazy. So Happy New Year to everyone. I hope that you guys have had a great beginning to your new year. And today we're going to do a special webinar called Let's Build an Automated Newsletter Campaign. I know these things work. I know they're awesome, and I want to show you guys how to do it. So make sure you guys can see my screen. And the screen should change. Perfect. So everyone can see my screen. Kate, can you see my screen? Making sure that it changed and it says it has a green. Good. Everyone can see my screen. So newsletters can be fun. They can be very informative. They can be interactive, and you don't always have to sell something. So when I worked for a dental office, we did great newsletters, and we got great feedback from the newsletters that we did. And the reason being is we weren't always selling something. We were giving information, it was interactive, and we weren't always trying to sell something. So think about that when you do your newsletter. It doesn't always have to be selling something. What we're going to be learning today is how to create an easy campaign, how to use date timers and delay timers, whichever way you choose to do it. I'm going to sprinkle in some fun ideas during the webinar. We're going to have QA time, and I'm going to show you how to go to the marketplace to get free campaigns. We're going to go over some slides first, and I'm going to get right into the application. So here's some ideas for newsletters, and this is what I did with the dentist that I used to work for. I had a movie review, so I always reviewed a movie that was for adults and for kids. An About Us corner, so each of the hygienists and each of the people that worked there had a corner that they got to tell about themselves, kind of like I told you about my stupid cop story, so that people knew about the people that worked there, so there was an automatic relationship connection there. They'd come in and go, "Hey, Judy, how's your new grandkid? Oh my gosh, she's fine." So they felt like they knew me because of the newsletter. Also highlight something special, a new product that you got. So at the dental office, we had some new medication for people that were very, very nervous to go to the dental, very dental phobic. So we would, highlight that. Or if you're getting married, we want to tell you about the new whitening that we got. We weren't trying to sell it. We were just highlighting something that would help people. Information about something educational for your target market. So if you're a dentist, hey, did you know that not flossing your teeth can cause, periodontal disease? Something like that that's educational, that's not necessarily selling, but putting a little seed in their mind. Reflection on the last month, reflection on the new year. And also a funny picture of the month, and I have an example of that. So you might have a funny picture of the month, you can find it on the internet, and then have a caption contest, and that's why I said it can be interactive. Have a caption contest and say, hey, send in your caption and we'll have the winner at the office next month, and they can win movie tickets or something. So I thought that was really cute. You can get some great images off the internet, or have a pet contest. We'd like to see your picture of your pet smiling. So I'm kind of doing everything for a dental office because that's what I did the marketing for. That's a challenge. We're not going to get there yet. And let me open up the application and let's get into the app. You guys can ask questions. Go ahead and write them in the question box, and I will get to questions at the end. So I just opened up the Infusionsoft application, and when we go to the application, you usually end up on your dashboard, and most of you have been on my webinars, so you know what the dashboard looks like. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the campaign builder. So we're going to come to Marketing, Campaign Builder, click on it one time, and I'm going to add a campaign. I'm going to show you my favorite way to do a newsletter campaign, and then we'll go into questions. Now, the first thing you need to do is create a goal, and that's the match that's going to light to get people into this campaign. I have a group of people that are already in my CRM, and I just want to add them. So I'm just going to use them and put them into this campaign. Or I might have a web form on my website inviting people to join my newsletter list. So I'm going to grab this goal, which is a web form. Any goal that you choose, you can choose whichever goal that you want that makes more sense to you. I'm not going to get into this real deep because we do have a campaign builder on Thursday that you guys can come to. But this is the tool that opens up. I'm going to click on that tool, and I'm going to tell Infusionsoft the goal of this is when somebody submits a form or signs up for my newsletter. Double-click the form, and I'm going to make the form really quickly. Come to my snippets. Sign up for my awesome newsletter and be awesome too. Once I get my web form created, I go in and create my thank you page. And as I said, I'm going over this really quickly, but if you want me to send you the recording of the Campaign Builder webinar, I will. It's going to be this Thursday, and if you want to learn more about it, I'll send you that. This is the thank you page. The thank you page is what shows up after somebody fills out that form. I'm going to double-click it, double-click the banner, and I'm going to put in my banner. There's my banner right there. And thanks for filling out my form. It's going to put their first name. You are now awesome. Be ready for your first copy. The code is how you're going to get it on your website, and as I said, I'm not going to go over this, but this is where you'll get the code when you watch the webinar on how to put the code on your website. This is where you get the code. I'm also going to put my entire list inside this campaign, and I'll show you how to do this when I set when I publish this campaign and set it live. Once I finish my web form, I'm double-clicking it again. I set it as ready. Ready just means, hey, Infusionsoft, I checked this once. It's ready to go. It doesn't mean it's going to go anywhere. It doesn't mean it's going to magically appear somewhere. You don't have to be scared to set it ready. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to sequences, and this is where the Infusionsoft Campaign Builder magic happens. I'm going to grab the sequence. I'm going to attach it to the form, and I'm going to title this Newsletter Sequence. And as I said, I'm going to show you my favorite way to do it, so I'm going to do this one from January through January, February, March, April. Those are going to be my emails from January to April, and I'll show you why there's a method to my crazy madness. Once I name my sequence, I'm going to put my cursor in the middle of this sequence, and I'm going to double-click it. And this is where we create our newsletters. It automatically starts with a start. That start means as soon as you either drop someone into this campaign or someone fills out that web form, they're going to get whatever happens after this little start button. And the first thing I want to do is I want to send an email. And this email is going to be, thank you. Thank you for joining my newsletter list. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you. I'm excited that you're going to be on my newsletter list. Here's what to expect. That's your thank you. Double-click it. Name it. Come in and build out your email. Set it ready. Back to sequence. That's just your thank you, what to expect. Hey, we're beginning a new year here. You guys can start new and say this is what to expect. Then you have your timers and you get to decide, do I want to send this on a certain date or do I want to send it every 30 days? If you're going to send it every 30 days, this is what you need to think about. If Judi Miller signs up today, she's going to get the newsletter in 30 days, which will be February 2nd. If Judi signs up today, do I want her to get my January newsletter or my February newsletter? Well, for Judi Miller and the way I'm doing this, I want her to get my January, and I think it's better to send your newsletters out the second week of the month instead of the first week of the month because people are overwhelmed with bills, getting things ready, doing stuff with their business, etc. at the beginning of the month. So my theory is send it on the second week or the 15th of the month, and people have more time to open things. Things kind of slow down then. That's my theory. So I'm going to grab the date timer instead of the delay timer, and I'm going to send out the next email, which is my first newsletter, on a specific date. I'm going to double-click the timer. I'm going to set this one up for the 14th of January. Anybody signs up this week, or if I put them in today, they're not going to get their first newsletter until the 14th of January. If you want to change it to the 10th, you can change it to the 10th. I'm doing the 14th. 8 o'clock, that's a good time. I'm going to hit save. Grab my communication, and this is going to be my January newsletter, so I'm going to put January 2015. This one's going to go out automatically. If you don't want to thank you, you can just take it out. On the 14th, this email is going to go out. I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to show you my favorite kind of newsletter. I can either create it here, or you may have come to my email builder and you already have a template created that you really like. If you have a template created that you really like, come up to Email, Use Template. Here's my newsletter template. Use this. And there we have it. I go in and I edit it, put in whatever I need to put in. It automatically says, here is your, and it's going to give the month of the year, but I'm going to say January is a time for working out, LOL, and new beginnings. So be creative with your titles. I like to do my newsletters as themes. So January is new beginnings, and I do everything about new beginnings inside my newsletter. Think of themes. Themes are really fun, but get your title or your subject line to get them to open it. Say something clever. Did you make a New Year's resolution? Do you know where resolutions came from? Dang it, already January 14th and I messed up my resolutions, so that people will open them. And then be clever and try to do almost the same thing for each newsletter, and they'll start opening and going, wow, that's really clever, really tricky. Get my newsletter done. Hit ready. Back to sequence. Going to grab my next timer. And this one's going to go out in February, so I'm going to come here to February. And I don't like to send my newsletters on weekends, so I'm going to send this one on a Friday. So they're going to get it in the middle of the month, but between, the 14th to the 15th. Now here's something really cool. It's a really cool trick. And let me move this over here so that I can show you. I already made my January newsletter. It's exactly the format that I want to use. So all I'm going to do is hold down my Control key, and I'm going to highlight it by holding my Control key. As soon as I highlight it, a little yellow green box will appear around it. I'm going to left click it, and I'm going to drag it over here. And now I have another email and another timer. I'm going to set up this timer for March. Then I'm going to go 16th, closer to Easter. And watch what happens when I open up this email. I'm going to double click it. And because I copied that same email, it's going to give me the same exact email that's in there. And watch what I can do. This is something really cool. This was my January newsletter. So I'm going to come to Layout and Style. I'm going to click on Layout, and I'm going to move my sidebar position to the left, and watch what happens. It just flipped it. Now my skinny side's to the left, my fat side's to the right. Put in another video if I put in videos each month, or do my movie review. Put whatever I want to put in there. Set it ready, and this will be That's a funny story. When I first started teaching school, I put up February. I thought February was spelled February, and I spelled it wrong. And when someone came in and said, Judy, you spelled that wrong, I said I did it on purpose to see if the kids would notice. So ha, 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 you can even make a mistake into something that's good. So you get your email ready, newsletter ready, you set it ready, hit back to sequence. And now I have January, February, and I'm just going to put in another delete timer here. Not a delete timer, I'm sorry. An email here, and if you notice, I like my campaigns to go from left to right and then from right to left. And this is going to be March. I'm going to put in one more date timer, and then I'm going to show you why I did only till April. There's a method to my madness. I have January, February, March, and April. I don't have March and April done yet, but that's okay. As long as you get your campaign republished before this date, before the 16th, that email will go off. So you don't have to worry. Everybody's going to be in a holding tank right here waiting for the next email. As soon as you get it published before and make it ready before the 16th, everyone's going to be sitting in this holding tank and they'll get that email. Now watch why I did this. I set this up for January through April. Now watch what I'm going to do. I have all my emails done in here. I have all my timers done in here. I really don't want to keep on doing that for a whole year, so watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold down my control key and I'm going to copy this just by highlighting it with my mouse. Then once there's a little green box around it, I'm going to grab it, move it to the right, connect them, and I'm going to change this to May through August. Oh my goodness. You can have this whole sequence created ready. Everyone's already in here. They're getting their newsletters. This is awesome. And then you don't even have to think about it until May. Double click here. We don't need the thank you anymore. We're going to change this to, and we actually have to go backwards because we're going to have to change this timer. So that's June or July. Change this one to June. And then you can change this one to May. It won't let you change it if the next date is before this one. It'll break it. And now you just change the titles here. And if I open this up, watch what happens. Double click. Everything's already set. You just come and change your title and come and change your images. That's it. That is so cool and it's so easy. So we have a form here. We have our newsletter sequence, and then we have May through August. Just say that someone does not want to get your newsletter anymore. All you need to do is ask in here if you no longer want to receive our newsletter, click here, and I'm going to show you how to make a click-through link so people can just opt out of the newsletter sequence and not unsubscribe out of your whole marketing campaign. I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment, but before I do, I want to drop people in here to show you what happens. When you get your newsletter campaign completed, you're going to come here and hit Publish. When you hit Publish, that means, hey, Infusionsoft, I checked it once, I checked it twice, it's ready to go, it's set in stone. When you publish a campaign, and this will only be till the end of this month, and then they're going to change it, this shows up in performance mode. As soon as you open up your campaign, it's in performance mode. And to get back into it, to play around with it, you got to put it in edit mode. So just say it's March, and you're ready to get that email done in March before the 15th. You have to put it in edit mode, double click, come into your March newsletter, double click it, create the newsletter, set it ready, set it ready, back to sequence, and once you set it ready and you go back to campaign, you'll notice there's a little dot in your publish. That means, hey, you changed something in that campaign. Do you want it to run? Yes. I hit publish, and then that March campaign, that March email is ready to go out. Anybody that's sitting there will get that email on the 16th. As you can see, as soon as you publish, it goes into performance mode again, and you have to put it in edit mode if you want to work on it. So Judi, this starts out with a form, but I already have people sitting in my CRM. I already have all of my people, and I want to drop them into this. Now I want them to actually go in and start this campaign and get that first newsletter in January. Cool. Let me show you how to do that. Come to my contacts. Want to look at my view this way. I can either grab all of my contacts by hitting Start Over. Don't pick any criteria and hit Search, and that will bring my whole entire list. But just say that my whole entire list are not newsletter subscribers, or just say that I have two different newsletter campaigns, one for people that are going to buy homes and one for people that are going to sell homes. Then I want to target my list. Start over. I just want to find people that have the tag new newsletter subscribers, awesome. Just search for that list, and only those people will show up. So just make believe I have 50 people here. I have 50 people here. I come to Actions, grab your people, have them show up, come to Actions. Under Actions, I'm going to come all the way down to where it says Start, Stop a Campaign Sequence. Not the legacy one. That's for people that have been using Infusionsoft for, 7 years, and they're using the old way to do things. Come to Actions, come all the way down to almost the bottom, Start and Stop a Campaign. Click it one time. When you click it one time, this box appears. I want to start a campaign. I don't want to stop it. I want to start it. Which campaign? All of your live campaigns will show up. I want to start this one. And then it will ask you where you want to start it. I want to start it at the very beginning. So if you meet someone and it's April, you can move that person and start them right in the April-May sequence. I want to start this person in the January-April sequence. And when I hit Process Action, Infusionsoft will go tick, 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 and drop all those people right into that campaign, which will start out with a welcome email that they'll automatically get, and in January, on the 13th, they'll get their first email. Let's go in and see if it worked. Campaign Builder, Newsletter Campaign. It will always show up in performance mode, and oh my goodness, there's one person in there. Who could it be? If it's Tiffany, it worked. Let's see. I'm going to click on this little icon right here. It's going to open up a screen and tell me who signed up in this campaign, and there it is. Dun, da, 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 da. So someone asked a question. I'm going to answer it because it's a really great question. If you put Tabitha in, and it's already March, she will not get these. She'll get the March. It won't send this one because it's already been sent. It won't send this one because it's already been sent. It will send her the March one because that's the next date. They will get the welcome, and then they'll get the next date. If you notice, inside of our stats, newsletter campaign, there's one active contact. You can also click here, and that will bring up the active contact that's there. That's really cool. Let's go into Tabitha CRM and see what happens there. Type in Tabitha. Here's Tabitha's CRM. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to go into her contact record. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on this campaigns right here. She got the thank you already. And if you notice, on January 14th, she's scheduled to get this one. On January 13th, she's scheduled to get this one. And on March 16th, she's scheduled to get that one. Isn't that the coolest thing? So I want to show you an example of a newsletter sequence. That I did for myself, for a business that I help run. Trying to say that the right way. And it's called ZR1. If someone fills out a form on his website, sign up for monthly specials today. So instead of a newsletter, he has sign up for special monthly specials. This is his November promo. All it is a spotlight. It says, here's your November special, Fork Sale Service. Click here to email me for an appointment. Very, very simple. Simple, simple, simple. In December, he has his next promo. We did it Christmas colors. Here's your December special, shock sale. Very, very simple. Just use the snippet spotlight, put an image there, put in what the special is. So if you're a gym or a dental office or you do coaching, it can be a coaching tip. It can be a health tip. It can be an idea to get your house, ready to sell. These are really, really easy campaigns to get up and running. And the guy that I do this for is like, Judy, I keep on getting all these people coming in and saying that I'm supposed to give a $99 a month deal. Yeah, it's working. They're actually calling you and they're setting up appointments. This is working, and he has no idea what's going on because he's, I created it for him and he set it and forget it. But he's getting all these extra people coming in and getting their shocks done because of this campaign right here. Automated, set it and forget it. I'm going to go back into the campaign builder real quick. When we go into the campaign, it always shows up in performance mode. We're going to put it in edit mode. Now, when we put people into a newsletter campaign or any kind of campaign, we really don't want them to unsubscribe. We really, really, really don't want them to unsubscribe. Unless they're never going to buy our product, then let them go. Just like the movie Frozen, because if they're never going to buy our product, we really don't want them to be on our list. So if they unsubscribe, fine, but they unsubscribe out of everything. If they just don't want to get our newsletter or they just want to be taken out of one of your campaigns, you can do something very, very simple, and let me show you what it is. I'm going to come to goals, and let's see, I'm going to put, I'll grab this goal right here. And I'm going to click on this goal and say, no more newsletter. And then I'm going to connect it to this sequence. I'm going to connect it to this sequence. So it's connected both times. The reason it's connected both times is in every single one of these emails I'm going to say, if you do not want to receive my newsletter anymore, click here. If they click there, it will just take them out of that sequence automatically, and they won't be getting it anymore. How do I know that? This little flag right here says, when a goal is achieved, stop this immediately. It's just this goal right here. I'm going to double click. And inside this sequence, you need to add, if you would like to be taken off my newsletter list. I'm going to highlight it, come up to link, and I'm just going to hit thank you. And all that will do is says thank you for clicking on that link. If you want to edit it and say you will no longer be on our newsletter list, hit edit thank you page and you can change that thank you right there. That is a link click goal. If somebody clicks on that link, it will take them out of the sequence and move them up here. Then what you can do for yourself is you can create a task in this sequence right here that says, please take the newsletter tag off this person if they have a newsletter tag. They'll automatically be stopped in this campaign. You don't even have to worry about it. They're not going to get it anymore if they click on that link. If you notice, this is green. Green means ready. This is green. Green means ready. This is black. Black means not ready. This is black. Black means not ready. I have to double click this link and I have to tell Infusionsoft what link satisfies that goal. It's not this one. It's not this one. This will automatically unsubscribe them from everything. It's this one right here. So I click on that and that tells Infusionsoft, hey, if this person gets this email and they click right there, we need to take them out of this campaign. They don't want to get that newsletter anymore. This is the thank you. This is January. We don't have the link click there, so we'd have to make it, and then we'd have to highlight it. So let's go in and make it so I can show you what that looks like. January 15th. I'm going to come down to the bottom, and I'm going to just put in a title. Highlight the click here. Come up to my link. Thank you. Insert update. Now when I double click on the link, you will notice this is the first email and you see that we already checked that. All the emails in our campaign are right here, all the newsletters. Here's January. Where's that link click Judi just made? Oh, there it is. And then it turns green, and green means yes, Infusionsoft notices it. If they click there, they will be taken out of the newsletter sequence, but they're not opted out of everything. If they click this unsubscribe down here, that means they're unsubscribed out of everything, and you won't be able to put them into a long-term nurture, put them into any kind of campaign, or send any kind of broadcast email to them. If they just click here, that means, hey, I just don't want to get your newsletter anymore, but hey, you can still send them a broadcast. You can put them into a long-term nurture. When your ebook comes out, you can drop them into the ebook campaign and try to sell them your ebook. If we come to our February 15th, it's not in there, so we'd have to come in and create that and click on it. So the reason I put it here too, so I connected it in both places, because they may get January, February, March, April. They may get May and then June, and they don't want to get it anymore. They click on the link and they'll be taken out. So once you get everything done, you come up to publish. Every time you see a little orange dot, that means something is not put in stone. You hit publish, dun-ta-da, it's ready to go. So let's go and answer questions. What if you show them the welcome email and then take them? So Emmanuel asked if it will take them, if you drop people in, will it take them to the welcome? Everyone will get the welcome because the welcome is the start. So the start is every time someone comes into this campaign and there's nothing between the start and the first email, they'll automatically get that first email. If you don't want them to get this, you would have to delete it. Kate asked if it's recorded. I am recording it for everyone. I'm just going through questions, so give me a second. When you're first starting out with Infusionsoft, is it recommended to double opt-in new contacts? Felicity, there are two different schools of thought. For Judi Miller, for me, when I opt in for something, like as I told everyone a couple months ago, I signed up to find out more about this mascara. I saw it on Facebook. I signed up for it because I wanted to get more information. I don't want to have to go to AOL and confirm it. I asked for the information. I want it. That's a single opt-in. A double opt-in is when somebody signs up and they have to go and confirm their email address. If you're from Canada, there's a law now that you have to double opt-in. In Australia, I don't think people double opt-in as much as they do in America. There's different rules and there's different schools of thought. For me, about 20 years ago, I'd say, yes, I think you should double opt-in. But now I think people sign up for things and the internet is more, people accept it more and that's how people do business now. So I don't think it's as necessary. But I think that, looking it up on Google and finding out what schools of thought, for me, I'm hyperactive. If I sign up for something, I just want to go to my email and I want to read the information and get it right now. I don't want to have to double opt-in. If you are having a membership site or you have to make sure that you get their name and their email address right before you send them off this important information, I would definitely have them double opt-in. So before I published, April asked why was April and January kind of gray with a stripe through it. Let me show you why. This is gray with stripes through it. This is green. This means that it's ready, but it's not published. This means it's ready and published. This means ready, 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 set in stone. This means I'm ready, but I didn't publish it. So let me give you an example. I created all of January through April, and now it's May, and I created it and I set it ready. Then I went into May and I changed something because I spelled something wrong. I went into May. I spelled everything right and set it ready. It has these gray stripes. If I don't republish it, anyone that is ready to get the May newsletter is going to get the old May newsletter. When you publish it and I hit publish, it'll automatically turn dark green, and that will mean they get the newest, latest, and greatest. If you don't publish it and it's ready, they'll get the old one with the word spelled wrong. As soon as you publish it, it will transfer to the one that's set in stone, and now you'll see that it's dark green. Light green with stripes through it means it's not published. You have to come up and publish it. So Leslie says she missed how to get the start, so let me show you. I'm going to unconnect this real quick. It's not letting me unconnect it. When you bring a sequence over and you double-click the sequence, the start is already there. It automatically appears. So you don't have to get a start. It automatically appears in the sequence, and that means that as soon as I put somebody in, this is what's going to happen first. Rather than a task in No More Newsletter, could you just turn off the tag? You can't turn off the tag, Gary. You can't turn off the tag. This will automatically just stop them. It will not take off the tag. You can remove the tag by coming here. And hitting Remove Newsletter Tag. So that will take the tag off them. but this link click will actually stop them from that campaign. It will stop it and then move them along. But we can automatically just take the tag off. If someone verbally agrees to sign up for your newsletter and you enter them into manually, what is the most expeditious way to get started? If someone asks you to enter them into your newsletter campaign automatically, I just come here, enter them in. So I'm just going to enter in save. Then I'm just going to search for Judi. Pick the Judi Miller I want, which is this one. Come to Start Campaign. Process action, and they're put right in there automatically. So Emmanuel asked, how many campaigns does the average business need? So it depends on what kind of industry you're in. But if I was a realtor, I would want a new lead, information for buyers, information for sellers, long-term nurture for people that have fallen off the grid, and maybe a newsletter campaign. For e-commerce, it just depends on how much you want to market to your person. The person that I'm helping out, he just fixes shocks, so he just has one campaign. It's just a campaign for a monthly deal. If you're running a gym, you may have 5 different campaigns, one for people that want to lose weight, one for people that want to tone up, one for people that want to just come to classes. You have to just think about what you want to do for your business. You should definitely have an opt-in for basic information and a long-term nurture to keep up with those people, because 10% of the people are ready to buy right now, and the other 90% are going to fall off the grid unless you follow up with them. So you should definitely have a new lead with information and a long-term nurture. So let me show you how you get free campaigns. Inside the campaign builder, you can come to the marketplace, which is right here. Click on marketplace. And it's taken a little bit to open. The marketplace will have free campaigns, and every month there's a brand new one. So you might go, I want to look and see if there's a New Year's campaign. Oh my gosh, there is. You can either install it into your app right here, or you can hit more and take a look at it. Take a look at the campaign. Hit install, and it will take that campaign and put it right into your application. Then it will give you directions on how to get that campaign written. It will even give you some copy, and it will explain to you how to publish that campaign. So the cool thing about it is inside the marketplace, there are lots and lots and lots of campaigns. Some might be exactly what you need. Some might be not exactly what you need, but you can always go in and edit them. I'm also going to show you another trick. Right here, under User Community, if I click on it one time, it'll bring us to our Help Center, and I'm going to go to Community and hit Blog. You can subscribe to our blog, or you can search for our blog, but every month in our blog, there is a free campaign, and it goes over it. Ta-da! Free campaign of the month, refer a friend. Imagine there's a big movie to hit the theaters and the trailer's pretty good, but you're still not entirely sold, and it explains how to get it, how to use it, how to upload it, and how to edit it. And you can set it live and have a free refer a friend campaign done today just by installing it. Every month, our blog has a brand new campaign for you that is all done with copy and everything. And I did a holiday one. I don't think I have it. I'll go into the New Year's campaign just so you can see. We even put in images. So I've done, ta-da, Happy New Year. So you'll get images, you'll get copy, you'll get everything you need to have a campaign live and running. And every single month we have new ones. That should get you guys really, really excited. And it's right inside your campaign builder under Marketplace. So I want to show you an example of some good-looking newsletters. So I'm going to open them up real quick. This is one of my favorites. This is from the Vancouver Diving Company. Every month they have a different banner, so I love that. And this one they did a very short newsletter. Here's another one. So bring a friend and get rewarded. Sometimes their newsletters are a little bit longer. Here's their Boxing Day. So I really love this because they do a different banner every month. So this is one side. This is the other side. I also have an example of someone that just does not use a sidebar, that just has her email go all the way across. So every month, she does a little article about herself. She features an affiliate product. And then she always tells about herself. And every single one, she has the same one. This is another one that I really super like. So she has a tip of the month, and every month there's a tip of the month in the very top of her newsletter. And on the bottom, which I really love, and this was one of my customers, and this was my idea, and that's why I love it, question of the month. She asks for a question, and if she uses your question, she gives them 20% off on their next order. So it's interactive. Dun, ta-da! Are the blog posts done in the first of the month? I'm not sure when Infusionsoft does its blog post. They just changed it, but they're done sometime during the month. You can get to the free campaigns in the marketplace at all times, but they do highlight one a month in the blog post, and I'm not sure if they're done at the beginning of the month or the middle, Leslie, but I'll find that out for you. That's a great question. So those are just some examples of newsletters that I really like, that I saved because I really like them. So go back to my PowerPoint, and this is my challenge for you. Make a bowl of popcorn, open up your Infusionsoft application, and go in and create your newsletter campaign, and only get 3 of the emails done. You don't have to have all the newsletters done. Just get 3 started. Think of a theme. Think of what you want to say. Think of a product that you want to highlight. Think of a movie you want to review. Think of, I always like to do the top 10 holiday movies, the top 10 things people set up for their New Year's resolutions, the top 10 songs of 2014. You can do some really fun things. I helped a company start their newsletter. It was a realty company in Grand Junction, Colorado. And when they started doing those newsletters, they said, we are getting such great comments about our newsletters and people are starting to read them. And they were getting more business because people like their newsletters. So just do a few, because here's what happens. I can do January and February's newsletter today, and I don't want to really do March's yet because I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know what movies are coming out. Oh my gosh, I know Cinderella's coming out, but I may have gone to see it by then and I may want to write about it. I may have hired somebody new in my office that I want to highlight. I may have found out a new word or played a new game with my kids and I want to show them. I may want to tell a funny story. Your newsletters are not always about selling. They're about connecting with your people. And if you're an affiliate marketer, showing off that information so that you're selling for other people. So we have about 5 more minutes if anybody wants to ask any more questions. And Leslie said, when doing a campaign with ultimate goal of selling something, is it better to offer the purchase in the first email or get them to practice by clicking through? I think that that's up to you. I would not always sell. I think that my first newsletter, I would create that relationship first and not sell. And the next one, I think I'd wait. And maybe every other one, because people will stop opening your newsletter if it's just too salesperson-y. They'll open it if they think that you're trying to create a relationship. So I think I'd wait for the second email. And Emmanuel, I will send you the recording for the campaign builder. And let me show you where to sign up. So if you want to sign up for the webinars that are up and coming, inside your application, there's a little house, I call it Little House on the Prairie, and you come to the first tab called Basic Training. This is CRM. This is all about sending out your first email broadcast. This is about Campaign Builder. If you hit Select, you'll notice that you can watch a recording or sign up for the live ones. This recording is not the same one as the live recording that I do. It's a watered-down version of it, so it's a little bit different. But you'll always be able to come here. You always have access to basic training, and you always have access to these webinars. If I have a new webinar, like I did this one for your 2015 present from me, and I just did it as a gift because I want you to get automated for the year 2015, I will send off an email to you. I'll send an email to anyone that's come to my webinars because I love doing this, and it gets me really excited to get you guys inside the application. How long in between when it's a time-sensitive thing? Leslie, if it's a time-sensitive thing, I would do my newsletters, and if it's time-sensitive, like, hey, I'm having a webinar next week and I want everybody to come, I wouldn't put that in a newsletter campaign. I'd send it off as a broadcast. So I'd send it off as a one-off email. Hey, everyone, I just wanted to let you know I'm having a webinar next Tuesday. Everyone's invited. Please come, blah, 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 blah. And inside that email, you can say, and if you're not on my newsletter list, click here and join. So you can do it like that. So I hope this was beneficial for you guys. If you feel like you need some more help creating this, please send me an email, and I will either do it myself or set you up with someone for an hour-long or 50-minute-long meeting with one of our consultants, because our whole goal for 2015 is to help our customers get started with Infusionsoft, and one of the main things is to get people into a live campaign. And I love writing newsletters. Can we import your campaign? You can't, Kate. I tried to get it in there. I tried to ask them to put it in the marketplace, and they didn't yet. So I can check and see if there's something like that in the marketplace, and if there is, I'll send you guys an email with the recording and let you know which one it is. And so I'm sorry that I couldn't get in the marketplace. I really wanted to get in the marketplace. I asked last week, and they said it has to be approved, and somebody has to go through it, blah, blah, blah. But it's really easy to make. It's really easy to make. So I hope that this was valuable. If you'll just answer, put it in the question if this was valuable to you, and if you'd like more webinars like this, I will give those to my boss and tell them that people want this, and I will start doing one a week on any topic you guys want to do it on. So if you let me know, that would be great. Leslie, I'll answer that question offline. And people are saying, yep, these are helpful. So I want to challenge you guys, get that newsletter campaign started. It's really fun to do newsletters. You can have a lot of fun with them, and you will start seeing that you're getting more and more creative because you're doing this. You're doing it every month. So, and hi, Connie. Nice to see you. Hi, Kim Rose. So, Kim Rose, did you get your present for me in the mail yet? I know Connie didn't because I just got her address today. I don't think Kim Rose got hers yet. So every once in a while when you guys come to my webinars, you'll get a little present from me. I pick a couple of people to send a present to. So Is it easy to add videos? Yes, Nathan, it's very, very easy to add videos. Let me show you how to do that because we have a couple minutes left. Let me go into my newsletter campaign. Come to my snippets. Grab the YouTube snippet. Drop it wherever I want it dropped. I'm going to open up YouTube. I'll pick High School Musical because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Click on the video you want to share. Click on the share button. Grab the code. Copy it. And paste it. And then there's just one more step. And that step is to get rid of the HTTP youtube.com because it's already hard-coded. Hit save. And there's your video. Gary, I'll check on that for you. And how do you rank people as people start opening? Emmanuel, I'm going to show you where to go because it's a little bit more advanced than we're talking about today, but I'll show you where to go. If you come here to the question mark, come to User Guide, search for lead scores. It will bring you up an article for lead scores, and this will help you tell if a customer is a hot lead or a not hot lead, if they're really engaged or they're not engaged. And Daryl, I'll answer your question offline. And that's how you do it. So Gary said if the January 15th newsletter goes out, is there a way to send out to someone who signs up on the 16th? What you'll have to do is you'll have to send that to them manually. You'll have to manually send them that newsletter because you can't go back and change the date. So you have to go in and grab the newsletter and send it to them manually by going into the person's record. Coming here to this little email. That's not the right box. When you click on the little envelope, this appears, and you can come up and you can grab a template. When you click on template, this box appears. Sorry, I have two screens. And you'll pick that newsletter template. So you have to make sure you save that as a template. Grab it, and then you can send it out to that person one-off. How does a video source always have to? It does not always have to be YouTube, Teresa. You can use your own video source when putting a video in, and the way you would do that, I teach that in the email builder. You just open up an email real quick. If you're not using YouTube and you're using your own host for your videos, you'd use an image. So you have to get a screenshot. I actually have one in here. I added a little play button. So I just went into Adobe Photoshop and added a play button. Then you'll click away from the image and back on it. This little box will appear around it, meaning that that is captured. And then you'll link it to who's ever hosting your video. And that's how you would do that. Uh-oh. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Looks like my voice went away for a minute. Okay, now you can. So Teresa, what I did, just to explain it again, I grabbed an image. Teresa wants to know how to use a video if you're not using YouTube. Grab an image, so you need a screenshot of the video. Double click. I already have one in here, and I went into Photoshop and I added this little play sign. Once you add your image, you click away from the image, click back on the image, come up to link, and put whatever URL is hosting that video. And then you can always hit preview, and let's see if it works. Click, and it should play High School Musical, because that's what I had it on, and it is. So there it is. So it's 11 o'clock. I promise I'd only keep you for an hour. Let me see if there's any more questions. Does the inclusion of photos or videos ever put message in junk mail? It shouldn't, unless it's the photo is the whole email. And if you notice, we have a spam. We do something called Spam Assassin, and Spam Assassin actually tells you how likely this is to go into a spam folder, and this is very low. If you're worried about that, all you need to do is say click here and just link them to the video instead of putting in an image. So, cool. All right, guys, so have a wonderful weekend. I can't believe it's Friday. I won't be here next week, but Michael, the guy that does the webinars with me, will be doing the webinars. If you guys have any questions, you can always email me and I will get back to you. But it won't be until the 12th because I'm going on vacation. So if you need something quick, you should email me today. Have a wonderful day and Happy New Year. I look forward to seeing you in 2015. Bye-bye.